Hey guys, I'm just using webull here, and someone asked a question of one of our technical traders of how to sustain indicators. So I'm just going to put maybe like a VWAP and an SMA 200 or 500 on here. And let me get a couple on there real quick. I'll put a couple back on just so we see them. Here it is right here. All right. And basically, here's VWAP, and then let me put a 200 real quick. Change settings. The biggest thing is having it on the screen. So I'll just put a couple real quick, just so we can see it translate over. All right, and then they're questioning when I do a grid view. So I do a grid view personally. I used to do it a lot. I really don't do it too much anymore, but here's a 5 and a 1 minute. So I'm gonna do a 2 screen, and you'll see nothing over here. What you can do is do the FFIE, and it'll be the same screen. And then you'll right click one side and click 5 minute. The same settings will be over here. And then over here, you can click 5 minute and they'll be identical. But you could go over here and go, I want a 5 and a 1. I trade on a 1. Over here is a 5. I don't see as smooth of a climb as I can see on a 1 just because I'm used to it, and other people can see it cleanly here. I can only see it here, so that's a good trade, by the way. And then what I'm going to do to make sure they're synced. So let's just say I'm having over here and I'm doing G-sit right here. So if I come over here and say I want to sync the symbol, now they're both the same symbol. Because obviously, if you're trading on 2 different time frames, like Brian Shannon's book, it's really good. Lost some money maybe the first 2 weeks doing the 5-1, and then I eventually realized I enter on the 1-5. I want to see calmness of the play and the overall picture of the day trade. And then you can click time. I don't want time because I want the 5 minute here and the 1 minute here. So again, click here, click 1 minute, click here, click 5. I can even do a swing trade, quick look at a 1 hour. I look at those pretty often. So I'll just pick one of the charts and then go back to the 5 minute. And then right here, I don't do the time frame because I want a 5 and a 1. Now, if you're doing multiple, like 2 charts at a time, you could say, I won't sync the symbol, but I do want the same time frame. So let's say you're trying to get 2 things that you want here, 2 charts up, but you want the same time frame. That's good. Usually I used to do it with Rob. I would put 4 charts up. So we'd have one of the 4 runners running at the start, a couple minutes later, and we would just know where the party was moving to. But otherwise, I go back to 2. I'm on the 5 here. I'm on a 5 here, so I'm going to unsync the time. And I do want to keep the indicators. That's probably the biggest thing. So when you see one indicator here, it will be over here. So now I'll click on one of the indicators and click on VWAP. And now you see them both pop up on this one. I do max CD. I see them both pop up on here. But I have to have on the grid indicators, and if you're going to do the same chart, do symbol. So this is 5, this is 5. I'm now going to click 1 over here. And now one of the best tricks you got is you can come back over here and get out of that by clicking the same grid that you got in, and then you can save that chart. Now I have a couple really good ones here, but I would just click save, and I'd say the 5 minute, 1 minute setup. And I would save that. And now let's just say I'm on a whole different chart. I'm on G-sit. I really just wanted to see one chart real quick. Okay, well that's not doing good. Maybe I need a little more detail on the 1 minute. So I can quickly come over here and go to chart layout, 5 minute 1 setup. It says, hey, do you want to change? And then boom, I have the 5, 1, and all the indicators there, because on the grid I have indicators and symbol. And again, if you want time, you're probably going to do different, right up here, different tickers. Otherwise, I have the same ticker, 5 and 1. If you want more tickers, take off the symbol, but still keep the time in the indicator, okay? And then crosshair, you can do crosshair. So if I'm looking over here, you'll see the crosshair over here on the 1 minute. So if I'm clicking here, you'll see it constantly move on both sides. I don't personally use that. I've never used it. So right here, that should be everything you need to know. So if you're doing 2 charts or 3 charts, you want to keep the symbol and the indicators if you're using the same one. And then if you mess up the time, just go to the click and just change it in that area. If I come over here and I want a 1 minute over here, or I want a 1 minute over here, and then I reset my 5 minute by clicking somewhere in the screen and 5 minutes. So there you go.